If you're expecting a bunch of guru fluff and get-rich-quick garbage, you've come to the wrong place. This show is the no bullshit real deal.
No bullshit real deal.
I'm Larry Harble, and they call me the real deal. Welcome to my show. This show is aimed at providing you with quality information so you can make more profit in the fastest way possible without making costly mistakes from the deals you do.
Let's get started.
Hi, everyone. Today I want to talk about a continuation of things I've talked about in the past. I've talked about, in one of the past podcasts, a 30-day getting started program. I've talked about different things that investors need to learn about if they're going to be successful and make the most money that they possibly can. But one of the things that I think is important that most people overlook, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever noticed that there's endless things that you can learn about how to buy houses? Believe me, there are. I had a conversation with a group of young 20-something investors, and I made the statement that I was so happy to be involved in a business where I could study 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day for the rest of my life and never learn it all. And the general consensus was, that's horrible. They want to know it all now. Well, you can't learn it all now because there's so much to real estate that you can't learn it instantly because there's so many pieces of the puzzle. And so one of the things that I love about this business is you're going to learn every time you put the effort forth to learn something from someone else who's made the mistakes. Why do you want to reinvent the wheel? Learn from those people. You're not going to get rich overnight. It's going to take time. So learn all you can while you're going through that time period. It doesn't have to take you forever to create a lot of money, but to get to that point, you've got to know what you're doing. I'm constantly hearing people say things that they don't really want to learn all that much about investing. Most of these people want to learn just one or two techniques that give them just enough information to buy houses and start making money. Well, that's okay, but you should continue that education because with one or two things, just realize how limited you are. Just think about this. If you went back to school, you're in first grade, you learned how to add 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, but you never learned how to read. Do you think you're limited in what you're going to do the rest of your life? You better believe it. It's a combination of many, many, many things. So let's talk about, some things that you need to learn about investing that's very, very important. I want you to think about craftspeople, craftsmen, craftwomen, doctors, attorneys, certified public accountants, teachers, professors, and every specialist in any profession. Think about them. Now, let me ask you, would you go to a doctor who had limited knowledge about medicine? Maybe they just knew how to put a Band-Aid on or tell you to take an aspirin. Would you go to those people if they didn't have the knowledge and the information that they learned over years? Would you go to an attorney who could only handle small things, parking tickets, but they would never be able to handle any serious legal problem that you might have? Would you hire that attorney? Would you hire a certified public accountant that had limited knowledge of the income tax code? No, you wouldn't, because you want professionals that are going to give you the very best information that you need to give you the very best way to make your money, save you tax dollars, and protect you with legal information. How about professors and teachers who only finished 12th grade? How can they teach you any more than what you could get in 12th grade, other than life experience? So you want professors that have vast amounts of knowledge. You want teachers that have large amounts of this knowledge that can give you the better education. What about craftspeople? Let's say we find craft people that do custom woodworking or electrical work. but they have very limited knowledge about their trade. Well, gee, they can saw a board or they can put in a light bulb, but that doesn't mean they're skilled people. It took them years of an apprenticeship to learn how to be a professional and be the best at what they could be. You're going to need to do that too. But there's one thing that all of those professional people have in common is they extend and have specific knowledge of their specialty. Now, would you go to any of these people who don't have all of the tools in their toolbox to give you the best possible information that you would ever need? That in certain circumstances could save your life. Very important. What am I talking about? All of these people took extra time and effort to be the best they could be. If you want to be the most successful real estate investor you can be, why would you only learn enough to make a few bucks and you never become wealthy? To me, that doesn't make sense. Like all of the others, the more you know, the more money you make and the better life you can live. Now, when I talk about specific knowledge is critical. If general knowledge is what it took to create wealth, doesn't it stand to reason that college professors would be the wealthiest people on this planet? But we know that's not the case. It takes specific knowledge how to do something, not just general knowledge about everything. You have to be a specialist if you want to make the most money. Don't be lazy. Be a continual student of real estate techniques and strategies. I've spent over 35 years. I'm still a continual student. I learn something every day from life, from other investors, from my mentors that make me a better investor because I have more tools in my toolbox when I come across that specific situation that I need that information. Because if I was limited to only one or two small things to do that I could buy houses, my income is so limited I could never have a decent lifestyle. So one of the things you got to understand is your income is going to be in direct proportion to your level of specific knowledge about what you're doing. So because I've been a constant student for over 30 years, I'm going to continue to be so, and I hope you will too. Don't try to just learn a little bit and then think you know it all, because believe me, you don't. There is so much knowledge out there of different things you can do. And the reason I say that is because every seller I talk to has a different reason why they're selling. Not all of these sellers want cash. Cash is only one of thousands of currencies that you can use to buy real estate. You have to talk to the sellers. And real estate agents are wonderful people, but the problem is when they list a property, they don't have the correct questions to ask the seller that's going to help you create the best deals. So you need to talk face-to-face with those sellers if you want to make the best deals. But understand, you need more knowledge. And the more things you understand, the more techniques, the more strategies, the better investor you're going to be. So I hope you will continue to learn and never stop learning. Don't block your mind and close it off and say, I know enough, because believe me, the more you know, the more money you can make. Don't be lazy. Be a smart investor. Learn as much as you can. Never stop learning. This is the beautiful part of what we do. There is so much to learn. The more you know, the more money you make. That is what makes this a beautiful business, because as you learn, you make more money, you have a better lifestyle. So, having said that, thank you for listening. Go to my website, LarryHarbolt.com, for all your real estate education needs. We've got a lot of stuff going on in the background I want you to know about, and I want you to start learning as much as you can. I recommend my Blueprint course and my Foundation course found on my website. They're inexpensive. And there's more information in those two books that took me over 10 years of learning to be able to do what is in those two manuals. And that can help and change your life, no matter what stage you're at. That is the basic foundation you need to get you started on the right foot. Be a student. Learn. That's a perfect place to start. So having said that, I want to thank you for listening again, and good luck to you. And until next time, this is Larry Harbolt. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Real Deal Podcast with Larry Harbolt. To learn more about investing in real estate, head on over to larryharbolt.com and register for his educational tips and articles delivered by email.